Hello and welcome back. The opening of this week's portion tells us as following: Vaydaber Moshe el Roshei HaMatois Livnei Yisrael Le'moir. And Moshe spoke to the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel, saying, Zeh hadavar asher tzivah Hashem. This is the thing that Hashem has commanded. The actual beginning of the first verse has a strange construct. Vaydaber Hashem el Roshei HaMatois Livnei Yisrael. Well, it says that Hashem spoke to the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel. Well, we know that they are the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel. And therefore, the commentators give the following explanation in understanding what exactly this verse is meaning. Vaydaber Moshe el Roshei HaMatois. El could also mean not only to, but about. And therefore, Vaydaber Moshe spoke el Roshei HaMatois about the heads of the tribes. Livnei Yisrael, to the children of Israel. In fact, he was speaking to the children of Israel, and he was talking to them about the heads of the tribes. What did he say to them? Zeh hadavar asher tzivah Hashem. This is the thing that Hashem has commanded you, i.e., that anything that the heads of the tribes tell you is exactly the same as Hashem has commanded us. And this is the message he's trying to give them. Don't think that just because the heads of the tribes commanded you something, therefore it has a lesser importance and lesser significance. No. It's exactly like Hashem had commanded you, obviously in the form of the heads of the tribes. But you must treat it with the same importance as that which Hashem has commanded you, that which they say is as if Hashem has said. Later on in the portion we are told of a command that Hashem gives to Moshe. It says as follows: Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe Lemar. Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, "The koim nikmas b'nei Yisrael, take vengeance for the children of Israel, me'esa midyanim, against the Midianites, and then achar tiasef elamecha, afterwards you will be gathered unto your people." This was what was a vengeance. The Midianites, of course, are the ones who engaged themselves in immorality towards the Jewish people. They sent their daughters to the Jewish people, and of course, many of the Jewish people were sadly taken in by these girls. They were seduced by the girls, and it led to many people dying. And Hashem is saying to Moshe, now you must instruct the Jewish people to take vengeance against them. And in fact, he says that after this, you will pass away. This is going to be the last thing you do, and you will pass away after this. So straight away, Moshe goes and tells. He didn't wait. The great thing about Moshe, he didn't delay, because Hashem told him to do something, regardless of the fact that he was going to pass away. He didn't delay. He went straight to the Jewish people, and he said to them the follows. He said, I want you to take elef lamateh, lechol matois Yisrael tishlechu latzava. You should take from each tribe, he was saying over here, 1,000 from a tribe, 1,000 from a tribe. For all the tribes of Israel shall you send to the legion. And continues the next verse, Vayimosru malfei Yisrael. So they were delivered from the thousands of the children of Israel, elef lamateh, 1,000 from each tribe, shneim asar elef chalutzei tzava, 12,000 armed for the region. Now Rashi comments on the verse which says elef lamateh, that l'rabbis as Shevet Levi, this includes the tribe of Levi. Now if you make a calculation, if the tribe of Levi in this case also had to send 1,000, then there should have really been 13,000, not 12,000, as the end of the next verse says. The end of the next verse says that they sent 12,000. So there were 12 tribes, plus the tribe of Levi. Levi wasn't counted as part of the tribe in this particular sense, part of the 12 tribes. If you look at the 12 tribes, that doesn't include Levi. And so in the time that they were in the desert, and there should have been really 13, because the Yosef was split into Manasseh and Ephraim. And therefore there should have been 13,000. And the explanation that is given is the following. The tribes didn't want to send. They didn't want to send. As soon as they heard that Moshe's life depends on this, then they said, look, we're not going to send. We will delay the battle, and therefore Moshe will be with us a little bit longer. And that is why it says, Vayimosru, there was delivered, almost by force, there was delivered. They had to take 1,000 and deliver them to Moshe in order to fight the battle, because they didn't want to fight this battle at this moment in time, because they knew that Moshe's life depended on it. Shevet Levi, the tribe of Levi, was different. Moshe, of course, was a Levi. And they had the same characteristic. They said, no, this is a command from Hashem. As much as our great leader, member of our own tribe, the leader of the Jewish people, is going to pass away after this, and we love him dearly, no doubt. Nevertheless, we love Hashem more. And because Hashem has commanded that this is what needs to happen, we are going to send. And therefore, yes, it was true that 13,000 altogether were sent. But ultimately, 12,000 were the ones by Moshe, the ones that were delivered, that were forcibly delivered to Moshe to carry out the command of Hashem. And this is, of course, a great quality of Moshe, and was replicated by his entire tribe Levi, as difficult as it must have been. And as we know, being Jewish and listening to the commands of Hashem are sometimes very, very difficult, almost impossible. Yet, that's what's paramount, that's what's important, that they demonstrated their quality in this regard. And of course, they were the servants of Hashem, the tribe of Levi, where the Kohanim, the priests, came from. They were the ones that dedicated themselves to Hashem, and they proved this in this particular episode. When they come back, we are told of a very strange episode. They come back from the battle. It says, "Vayiksoif Moshe al Pekudei hachoyel," that Moshe got very angry. He was angry with the commanders of the army. Why? It says later, "Vayomer alehem," he said to them, "Hachisem kol nekeva." Did you let every female live? He was angry. They let the female live. The earlier narrative tells us that they let the females live, and he got angry with them. Now, if we look through the verses, nowhere do we find a command or instruction from Moshe to kill the females as well. Yet, when they came back and he heard that they did, he got angry with them. Why did he get angry if he didn't tell them that's what they needed to do? Usually you go out to battle, you kill the males, you don't kill the females. But here is a proof that something which our seichel, our basic understanding, should tell us, then we should follow. Because over here, the females were the ones that were at fault. They were the ones that seduced the men, and therefore they were the ones that should be killed. In fact, we have a similar thing in the case of Bilam. Bilam, when he was riding on his donkey, and the donkey stopped, and then the angel appeared to him and told him off, he turns around and says something very strange as well. He says, "Chatasi, I have sinned." Why? And he explains, why have I sinned? Because Ki lo yodati, for I did not know, ki aton itzov likrasi baderech, that you were standing opposite me in the road. So why Balaam says, I've sinned because I didn't know. How could it be a sin if you didn't know? But rather he is understanding the same concept. The fact that the donkey stopped in the middle without anything seemingly to be in front of him should have given Bilam a bit of a insight and a bit of understanding that something was up. And he should have realized that an angel was there, something was there. And therefore he recognizes, I sinned because I didn't know, I should have known. And therefore it's considered to be a sin. The same thing with the Jewish people here. Moshe is saying to them, it's obvious. You should have known to kill the females as well in this circumstance. And something which our basic understanding requires us and leads us to do something, therefore not doing it becomes a sin. And so as they say, ignorance is no defense. If something should be obvious that you're meant to do something, then we should ultimately be doing it and should not be relying on being and having to wait to be commanded or instructed to do something if our own understanding tells us that this is what we should be doing. Thank you once again for watching, and do share the video with your family and friends, and of course, as always, any feedback is gratefully received.